She's saying that there's children in the background of these adult bookings. Okay, it's still an adult booking. Like, ugh. CPS has been called on Miss Shirley's mother. I feel like this is the update that some of you guys were waiting for. So first I want to say, hi guys, I'm Tati, welcome to Tati's Media, where I get to inform you while also offering my perspectives on different things in the media. And in today's video is an update on what is happening with the Miss Shirley situation. I want to preface this video by saying that although I am extremely hopeful that Lariah will now have a chance to escape the very exploitive life that her mother has set up for her, I also want to acknowledge that calling CPS and her having to endure all this at 4 years old can definitely take a toll on her in the future or even right now. I don't want to look over that, you know what I mean? I still want to remain very sensitive to what Lariah is going through. Things with CPS sometimes can get very, messy, and I just hope in that this case, whatever happens to Lariah, that she just remains safe and just happy. So for context, it's very important to watch my first video, but we'll just do a little brief context if you don't know what is going on. So Miss Shirley, also named Lariah, which is what I'll be referring to as for the rest of this video, is a 4-year-old girl who gained TikTok fame for performing her line dancing videos. She was on big outlets like the news and the Jennifer Hudson show. However, things took a turn when people realized just how exploitive these dancers were and what the mother was doing behind the scenes. She was setting up bookings, meet and greets, and Lariah for the most part has been dancing at very much adult events and hasn't really been seen with kids her age. Most of her collaborations on her TikTok are through and with adults. Obviously, this raised concerns and she's doing very mature things for her age. One of the main concerns is that she was popping her hip on big outlets such as the Jennifer Hudson show. I don't want to put the very exploitive videos in here because I already covered this in my first video. If you want to get more context about the situation, just please go to the first video and you'll see exactly what I mean by the content that she's doing. It's just very exploitive and not appropriate for her age. So how and why was CPS called?
Sherry's mother complained on Facebook Live about a malicious tip that Anonymous had falsely accused her 4-year-old daughter of engaging in adult-only business activities across state lines to Child Protective Services, CPS, and the Department of Homeland Security, DHS. The allegations claimed that Shirley's Dance Universe account was an adult-oriented fan page and that her performance venues were off-limits to minors. The mother presented evidence that there were children in the audience at Shirley's performances, emphasizing that her daughter had been active on the social media platform since before her ground fan dance became a hit. In response to the authorities' involvement in the investigation, the mother revealed that the police asked to take a photo with the child star during the evidence collection, questioning the professionalism of the law enforcement. She has completed a forensic examination to prove her innocence and refuted allegations that she was paid to attend adult venues, pointing out that the so-called receipts provided by the whistleblower were actually proof of a normal commercial performance. The incident originated from Shirley's recent creative dance video, whose iconic fan dance sparked a lot of online debate and also attracted criticism. Currently, the relevant departments are checking the authenticity of the report, and the mother said that she will take legal action to protect her rights and interests. The incident reflects the special regulatory pressures and risks of online violence faced by families of child stars.
And someone publicly admitted that they called CPS on Lariah's mother.
I see everybody asking $1 million question. Who called CPS on Miss Shirley mama? Guilty. I didn't know her mama was going to get on live crashing out afterwards. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn. On my mama, I ain't never had this many people mad at me at one time in my life. I'm not even gonna lie, I was already scared for the little girl while she was doing boots on the ground, goddammit. But then I saw that little Johnny Gill put on your red dress and your high heel videos, and nah, man, I picked up my phone immediately. It's one thing about us talking about this shit every day, but I feel like somebody had to take action. I mean, it ain't really that bad either. If CPS find out it ain't no case, they gonna drop the case. But if they find that it is a case, then maybe I did do the right thing. One day, Miss Shirley gonna find this video and she gonna thank me one day. She had that little girl putting her boots on the ground, goddammit. I put my foot down. And don't judge me either, man. I was just looking out. Shit, if anything were to happen to that little girl and all of us grown-ups was just sitting there watching and didn't say shit, goddammit, then we would be just as guilty as the mama. And for all y'all that's mad at me, I don't care.
Now, despite everyone saying that they were Team Save Lariah, the public had very mixed reactions. Many fans and viewers were arguing that the calling of CPS was very unnecessary and that this was a result of overreacting about things on the internet. People emphasized the potential trauma and disruptions that such investigations through CPS can cause on families and could cause on Lariah. However, of course, some individuals are very glad and happy that Lariah has a chance to get away from the exploitative life if there's truly very much evil things going on behind the scenes. You guys are probably wondering the current status of the CPS report, and unfortunately we don't have a current update. All we know is that Lariah underwent a forensic interview, psychological assessments, and other evaluations to ensure her safety, and as of now there has been no public reports or findings indicating abuse or neglect. Lariah's mother, however, has took to the internet to very much express her thoughts on the situation of people calling CPS on her.
Y'all finna use me and my baby on y'all social media platforms. Cool beans, do it, but do it in a positive way. Y'all finna talk down on me, talk down on my baby. I use my platform for us, or to promote other people in a positive way. But the shit y'all say, if y'all got any questions, y'all finna make all these videos. Well, to Miss Shirley, mom, this message is for, bitch, no, that ain't for me. Talk to your motherfucking self, because it ain't for me. Oh, this is for Miss Shirley's mom. I just think what you're doing, and bitch, that ain't for me. That's for you, for your social media platform. You trying to get a check on me and my baby, talking about me and mine. If you had a message for me, inbox me. Inbox me. Hell, we got to fly you with numbers on. Y'all don't be doing that shit for me. Y'all don't be doing that shit out of good. Y'all do that to build your fucking platform. But I'm not finna use nothing negative going on with nobody to build my motherfucking platform. Anything on my platform is me. My household. My baby. Anything else is positive shit. Me promote somebody else. But y'all talking to somebody, what y'all thinking? What's y'all insight on this? What do y'all feel about Miss Shirley's mom? But y'all don't realize everything that y'all doing. Man, when I tell you the blessings, y'all know we got to the police, so you know the police want to do. Take pictures with Miss Shirley. They want to take pictures, but they had to do their job. Way from another state. You way in another state.
We love hearing from other people on the channel, so let's hear what other content creators have to say about this controversy.
So the man who called CPS on Miss Shirley comes out and speak on the situation. He said he didn't expect Miss Shirley's mother to come on the internet and crash out. He said he's been receiving a whole bunch of backlash, but he really doesn't care. He said he was terrified for Miss Shirley due to the fact that her mother allowed her to continue to do these trail ride line dances. Not only that, but she's seen twirling her hips and popping her butt. He said somebody had to call CPS and he just happened to be the one that did it. But honestly, once you call CPS and CPS picks up the case and they remove the child from the home, what y'all fail to realize that half the time these children are going into worse homes. Going into these homes where people don't know them nor care for them and they treat them any type of way. Although these people do receive money for taking care of these kids, but they don't care about these kids because they're not their own, nor do they know them. Although Miss Shirley is still a child and she shouldn't be going state to state doing these trail ride dances, but that doesn't mean you call CPS.
So let me get this straight. Somebody went and called CPS on Miss Shirley, and now y'all all mad about it? Now, I understand CPS is not the place where you should send your kids. We get that, and I fully understand that. But where was that same energy when y'all all was mad about this little girl getting on stage dancing in front of grown men? I'm not saying what they did was right. I'm not saying what they did was wrong. I'm not saying none of it. But my thing is, keep that same energy. Y'all said y'all wanted to protect this girl, and now that somebody actually went to go get some kind of help or to tell about the things that she was doing, now everybody's feeling some type of way about it. My whole thing is y'all need to just keep y'all kids off the internet, period. I see a lot of these people that put their kids on the internet and then get upset when CPS be called. Like, y'all be making all these videos about dirty houses. Y'all make all these videos about y'all kids dancing inappropriately. And now y'all get mad when somebody actually go and take actions. So I want to know, how do y'all feel about this situation? Do y'all think that the person that went to go tell about Miss Shirley doing these dances was right?
And this is my thing. It's one thing to feel like somebody's child is grown. It's a whole nother thing to feel like, okay, you could do that for your kid, but I never put my kid in that position. And then it's a whole nother thing to know a person is a good mom. You don't like the way they raise their kids or do things with their kids, but you don't want to see their kids out their hand. That's how I feel about this Miss Shirley situation. I don't know if I'm too deep off in TikTok streets that y'all understand the street as me, but to find out that somebody done called child protective service on this lady, knowing that she's a good mama and just not liking what she's doing with her baby for your own reasons, it's crazy to call child protective services. Like, me personally, it's like, I wouldn't want no grown man picking my baby up. I do feel like the little girl is in good hands. I will not make no type of OnlyFans or whatever for my child, whether it's considered a platform that you can do way more than just adult stuff, but that's your child. If your child is not being neglected, abused, touched, I don't see why nobody should be calling child protective services. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain like things I just feel like it's crossing the line. And the fact that somebody in a whole nother city that never even met them or been around them is the one who is calling child protective service off of the stuff that you see on the internet, when I don't think y'all realize people only show y'all a glimpse of stuff on the internet, ain't right. It ain't right.
And Shirley mama was on live crashing out bad because CPS got called on her and now they're doing an investigation. And my thing is, I don't know why she's shocked. She sees all the videos that people make. She sees the outrage. She just don't care. She justified every single thing that she allows her daughter to be around. Literally justifying having random men hold her daughter and have them on her lap talking about some, oh, I'm always there. I protect my daughter. How are you protecting your daughter by allowing a grown man that has a hat that says strip club veteran on it holding your daughter in a nightclub at that? Why are you bringing your daughter to nightclubs? Why are you bringing your daughter to adult spaces and then having her perform in these adult spaces? What audience do you want her performing to? Talking about some, there's a petition to cancel Miss Shirley because people are hating at our elevation. First of all, that's not your elevation, it's your daughter. She's the one doing the work for you. Secondly, if all these people are upset by the way you have your daughter on social media and now on television, maybe it's for a reason. Like, how obtuse and competent are you as a mother that you don't see the issue with the cameraman zooming in on your child's bottom on a national television show while she's shaking it? What? And then justifying the fact that there's not an OnlyFans page by saying that there's a Facebook fan page. That's not no better. There are thousands, literally thousands of adults that are over here glamorizing your daughter on these fan pages. She's talking about some people are sick for thinking something could possibly be happening to her daughter. Meanwhile, she's a sick one for not realizing that something could be happening to her her daughter. And then she doing all this hooping and hollering, yelling, cursing up a storm, talking about some y'all moms was selling cat back in the day. Baby girl in the back co-signing with her mama, talking about some And my thing is, why are you talking like that in front of your child? Why are you having her in grown folk business? And then why are you not correcting her and telling her to get out of grown folk business? Why are you allowing her to intervene? Like what? I pray that CPS finds that nothing has happened to this little girl after they complete their investigation. And I pray that the mom realizes that this is not the avenue to show your daughter's talents. There are so many kid-friendly collabs that Lariah could be doing, but instead you got her performing at nightclubs at 4 years old. And I'm tired of the fact that she keeps on pushing a narrative that this baby wants to be called Miss Shirley. Stop giving this 4-year-old an alias. You know who else has aliases while dancing? Dancers, scripplers. Scripplers do a whole bunch of hip-hop and perform in front of people and have these aliases too. And my thing is, Lariah's 4. There's too many similarities in what Lariah does and what scripplers do. And I know that's probably not the mama's intention, at least I pray that's not, but it's the reality of the situation, and that's exactly why CPS was called, because if she don't realize it and all these other adults do, then we're gonna have to step in and protect her daughter for her since she can't do it. Hopefully this helped Lariah mama realize that the way she's been exploiting her daughter is not it, and hopefully she realizes that she needs to protect her daughter and put her safety and well-being first, not the coin, not the money.
I'm sorry, but if your whole reasoning for thinking that man went too far for calling CPS on Miss Shirley's mom is, oh, well, she can end up in a much worse situation, is stupid to me. Because what you're saying is that we should just leave the situation alone because she could end up somewhere much worse. So you admit that the situation she's in right now is bad. You admit that what her mother's doing right now is bad. You admit that. But if we just all went with that logic that, oh, she can end up someplace much worse, then nothing will ever get solved. Nothing will ever get taken care of. Because I'm sorry, I'm not about to sit by and watch a woman who allowed a man who drove 3 hours to see a 4-year-old girl just to hold her have access to her child. Check his hard drive right now. Check his computer right now. Okay? They're grown adults, grown men, women, because we're not going to leave women out as possible perverts and abusers. Okay? Because there's a plenty of women and men out here who said that their attacker and their abuser was a woman. Okay? So you let fully grown adults who drove hours, bought tickets, paid money to come and hold your child? Oh, she's just doing a line dance. Oh, she's just doing a line dance. This woman is adultifying her child. She is sexualizing her child, because when she got on that red dress, Johnny Gill up there talking about getting ready for you and everything like that, baby, that is a sexual song. The adults doing that line dance are not popping their hip that hard. That girl is bent over slightly and popping her hip like crazy for her butt to pop out. And I'm not blaming that little girl for that. I'm not blaming that little girl for that. That's the mama's fault. Because why would you let your daughter sit there and do that? Correct the behavior. I'm sorry. And I will always pose the question, since it's so okay for a 4-year-old to be doing that, I want y'all to let every 4-year-old that's in your family do that. Every time they do something, every time they pop out with something like that, don't stop them. Let them do it, since it's okay, since she's just dancing. But wasn't there a lot of women's story who said all they were doing was just dancing? All they were doing was just sitting. All they were doing was just standing. All they were doing was just reading the book. All they were doing was being a child, and they still got touched. Why are you making the access to your child so easy? We know that there's perverts in this world. We know that there are pedophiles. We know that there are people who would do some disgusting things, but why are you making it so easy for them to have access to your child? Then if something happens to this little girl, then y'all gonna be like, oh, well, we knew something. We knew this was wrong. We knew this was that. But y'all didn't say nothing. There are so many situations like that where y'all say, oh, we knew something was off. We suspected, but no one said anything. But in this situation where we said something, y'all saying we doing too much. Lil RT, Miss Shirley, those two? Yeah. Because don't think that we forgot about Lil RT either. We need to nip these parents in the bud. Get it together. Stop. These are children.
Shout out to those creators. I really enjoyed hearing their perspectives. And now it is time for Mind Over Media. Welcome to Mind Over Media. It's my mind over the medias where you get to hear my perspectives about the controversy. As always, no hate is intended. These are just my perspectives. Basically, I said everything that I needed to say in the first video of this. I want to acknowledge the fact that, yes, I don't think that CPS is the most easy route of ensuring child safety. However, hopefully, if Lariah truly is safe as her mother claims she is, and that the other people who are arguing for Lariah's mother, there should be nothing wrong. CPS will look at this and they'll pass on by if truly nothing is wrong. However, we do know that CPS have looked at cases before that have been obviously completely wrong and they've dismissed it. The most important thing to me is that Lariah has a chance. CPS is handling this and they're investigating. Even still, I do think what we're seeing, Lariah is just wrong. She's saying that there's children in the background of these adult bookings. Okay, it's still an adult booking. I mean, she's still mainly seen with adults at adult events. There's only a handful of videos where children are in the background. And when children are in the background, she's still typically dancing with the adults. Secondly, men holding her. Whether men are paying to hold her or not, men are still holding her. Like, you can excuse the way things are happening, but not the fact that it is indeed happening. We don't care how it's happening, why it's happening. You know what I mean? We're reacting to what we're seeing. And what we're seeing is a lot of adults holding her at a lot of adult environments, her not even acting age appropriate, and the way she's dancing in front of cameras on live television. So it doesn't matter what the intention you have is. If it's being seen by us and we have a problem with it, think of all the predators online that are watching your daughter. You think that those predators are going to have a better thought process than we do? We actually care about about Lariah. We care about this child's safety. That's why we're making videos, to spread awareness. That's why we're calling CPS. Not saying that it was right or wrong to call CPS, but that is why these things are happening, because we care about your child. We care about what she's going to look like in the eyes of the wrong person, of the wrong man. We care about what is going to happen if she was held in the arms of the wrong man, of the wrong person. If we think it's bad, think about how appealing this is for a sick individual on the internet who is looking at these videos of your child. Okay, guys, this will be my last update of Lariah until we get something more concrete about the CPS investigation, if it continues. But that is when I'll be making the next update, because I want to obviously spread awareness for Lariah's situation, but I don't want to draw more attention to the situation at the same time because of how exploitive it is. It's a very sad situation, and it's very complex. Yeah, we have heard enough from me. It's time to hear from you guys. You think that it was justified for CPS to be called in this situation? What responsibilities do viewers have when reacting to family-oriented content? And do you think that the mother's reaction was justified? I'd really like to hear your thoughts, and okay, love you, bye. Mwah.